This video is brought to you by Miniature Market. Thousands of board games, miniatures, and paints, discount prices at miniaturemarket.com. A few years ago, we were doing a telethon with a marathon with the great Tom Vassell. And it was one of those ones where it was late night. It was Tom, myself, and a couple others. And, it just gets to that point where you're kind of like, ooh, boy, it is late. And Tom broke out this game and said, hey, we're going to do this, and we're going to have some fun. And we're going to get up and walk around a little bit. And he broke out the second edition of Catacombs. Now, I always wanted the game. I can never nail down the game because every time it would come in, it would sell out. I would go to conventions, see them at the convention. They never had a copy of it. They were always showing off their newest part of this. Well, they were very nice to send me a copy of this third edition. And finally, I have Catacombs in my arsenal. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to go over things briefly. And I want to kind of show you how awesome this is. And I want to come back and I really want to talk about this game in depth. What this game means, what this game does, why this game is as great as it is. And it is great. It is a one of those games that I think should be, if Tom puts his seal on something, it's a great game. And I really believe that because Tom's one of the smarter guys in the business. He's played more games than I will ever play in a lifetime. And this is a guy that really knows what he's talking about. And I tend to agree with everything that he says for the most part, except for one game. But well, that's for another video. People's tastes aren't always the same. So we're going to go down, we're going to take a look at this, and then we're going to come back, and I really want to talk about why you need this, no matter what type of dungeon crawler you are. So let's go down to the table and check out Catacombs. So I'm not going to explain everything here. You have these neat little borders that you can put around so the discs don't go flying all over the place. These are, you're going to have little symbols here. And they are like pillars. They're going to get in your way, of course, as you are trying to hit your enemy. Each enemy is going to have a different types of variants of cards, okay? And your hero is going to have the same thing. You're going to have certain abilities. And you're going to be putting your hero onto these decks here. And then you're going to be able to carry a certain amount of ability cards and stuff like that as you get going. As you can see, there'll be symbols that will kind of break things down. Again, I'm not going to explain every rule here because you've probably seen videos on this in the past. Your villain is also your main villain is going to have his own card and his minions that he is going to have. You're going to be going down different types of rooms that are going to be set up a certain way and have certain amount of enemies in each different room. And there are also some really cool rooms that are going to really present some really unique problems depending on what you do. Your villains, of course, with their abilities, as you can see, there are all types of different symbols that'll tell what happens when you flick, their wounds, how much gold there'll be for a trophy. And, there are just so many different, and some of these are just brutal and unkind to you for sure. Poison is a big thing here. You are going to go into different shops that are going to be aligned, that are going to be able to help you. Maybe take a breath and get some health back because you are going to get beat up in this. It's very, 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 very simple. You're going to have certain monsters here. You're going to have your party of 4 heroes here, and each one's going to go different. Some will have another token that you'll be able to flick as a weapon, like an arrow or something like that. But the idea is to hit, and as you can see, that is a complete miss. which isn't bad. If you go off, you just come back on where you went off. Now, the uniqueness of that, your heroes are going to go again, and let's see if I can, no, I couldn't do anything there. The barbarian, let's see if I can hit. Okay, cool. Once you hit somebody, you turn it over, and if there's nothing there, well, that's going to kill that. But here's where the bad part comes, because when it's the monster turn, you're right there, and boom, you're going to get hit, okay? And as you can see, he got hit, so he would take a wound depending on how many wounds that our barbarian has. I believe he has 8 to start off. So you have this unique board that you are going to mark off, and if you ever hit 0, you're dead, unfortunately. There is a strategy here that is beyond strategy. Now, like, what do I do here? Do I put my wizard, who doesn't have a lot of health here? Well, that wasn't good. I ended up moving that person over there. Okay, maybe that helped a bit. Okay, because I hit that. But because I hit that Minotaur and I flipped them over, sometimes they have things on the other side which they don't die right away. So now, because I don't have... Oh, I missed there. I missed there. Well, now, who am I going to hit? I'm going to hit hit them both. All right, so they're both going to take a wound. A very unique and strategy-driven game in a lot of ways, because there are different abilities. They're going to do, sometimes they do double damage. Sometimes they have certain abilities or things that they can cast and cause you to freeze or things like that. And the uniqueness of all the different types of characters that you are going to run into, like we were going through. Of course, we have our thief, our barbarian, okay? You'll have familiars that you can use, and they'll be able to help you out, because you're going to need some help here. But once they die, that's it. There's going to be, like I said, armor and weapons and things that are going to help you out and to possibly get through the levels to get to the main bosses. And there are a couple of main bosses here which are just filthy and nasty, and that are going to keep on going. There are some great, which we're going to talk about in length in other videos, but there are so many different expansions, from Catacombs and Conquest to the red box, where it's going to make it so you can play solo, which is fantastic, because usually it's one versus many. One versus many type of thing, where somebody's going to be controlling the evil villains, and then you're going to have a party, whether it's one person or 4 people, controlling each one of our heroes. There are so many expansions. There's so many variances to this. This is just one of those games that you could play it as simple as you want, like I just banged around here, or you can really add, there's a ton of very deep strategy here that you can, for you hardcore dungeon crawlers, that you can really get a very fantastic experience out of this wonderful, wonderful game. Let's talk more about this up top, and I'll let you know my final thoughts, and then we'll get on out of here. Without a doubt, there's just a uniqueness about this. When you start adding dexterity into dungeon crawls, it really is unique and very different. And I like that aspect of it. It gives you something refreshing. It's something fun. And, sometimes you're grinding level. Well, this is a game that you're just flicking and having some fun. It could be for any age. And this is where this game really, really shines, and the passion that these fantastic designers have put into it. Aaron and such, that have given you something that is so unique. And with all the expansions, the red box, which makes it where you can play it solo, which adds another flavor to it. There is a very unique balance here, and this is where this game really becomes great, is because you can take it and dumb it down to play with small children and have some fun, and introduce them into the dungeon crawl world. You know, they can become invested with the warrior, the archer, whoever they decide to do, the wizard and his spell casting. Or you can play it with a bunch of friends and have this very deep strategy to it, because there is a strategy to it. If you miss, you've got to realign and talk to each other and figure out how you guys are going to get out of this mess. Because you could take some wounds and boom, be out of this thing before you even get to the main boss. There's a lot of symbols to it, but it's very well documented, and that's what a great rule book does. Okay, unlike some rule books that I have read recently, where I'm still trying to, whatever little lettuce I've got up, I'm about to lose. Going to the store, collecting gold, trophies. There are just so many things going on with this, and so many different variances. You can make it as hard as you want, or you can make it as easy as you want. And when you have that kind of control over something, and you can make it as strategic as you want, or you can house rule it a little bit and make it very easy for kids. Like I said, this is something extremely special. I mean special beyond words. And the things that they've come out with, which are so creative and so fantastic. This is a fantastic company that puts out a fantastic product. And if you haven't gotten the 3rd edition box, I highly suggest it. I found 2 at Miniature Market. Go over there and get them while they're still there, because they'll be gone. The expansions, we're going to talk more about those. We're going to be doing a live play at the end of this week. We didn't do it because we had, I was going to do it the prior Sunday, but we had company come in from out of state, surprisingly. And so we had to entertain. So I really couldn't take the time to really do a live play, which I wanted to do. So we have a live play that's coming up. I think you're really going to enjoy. And we're just going to have fun with this. And I suggest that you do, because you could play it any way you want and it won't get old. It is a fantastic game. So again, I highly suggest it, making sure that I'm not like Rodney. I can just flip it and it lands in my hands. Catacombs, just a great, the 3rd edition. It comes with some beautiful stuff, as you saw. It is a must-have. Until next time, it's your old pal Rob. We'll see you soon, everybody.